Hi folks, welcome to the second part of our series on improving your computer performance. In this part we're going to look at clearing out registry files on your computer. The CCleaner tool itself, which is the one we're going to be using in this video, it's made up of three main areas. The first area is what we covered in our first video, or part one of this series. And that included cleaning out lots of files like temporary internet files and files that are created that aren't actually needed at a later date. The second part, which we're going to be looking at today, is the registry section of the CCleaner tool. Now, the registry may sound a little bit complicated, and to most people it is, because you shouldn't really be going in and editing any registry entries manually unless you really know what you're doing. So let's have a look at what the registry actually is. The Windows registry basically stores information about various settings on your computer. This can be anything from user information, like your login information, to individual program information. And as an example, it may store information about the default browser you've chosen to open websites with. So for example, my default browser at the moment is Firefox, and the registry will store information saying that when I go to open a website, it'll open it in Firefox. Every time we install new programs or change settings on our computer, a registry setting generally will be modified to suit. However, when we uninstall a program, the registry setting isn't always necessarily uninstalled with it. And over time, our registry can become absolutely enormous, leaving the computer a little bit slow, and the performance gradually reduces. CCleaner is one of the safest registry cleaning tools out there at the moment, and we can safely clean up our registry files using CCleaner. Okay, so in part one we installed CCleaner, and we should now have a shortcut on our desktop to it. So all we need to do is simply double click on the CCleaner icon. On Windows 7 and probably Vista, it'll ask, do you want to allow the following program to make changes to your computer? We can safely say yes in this case. In front of us now we have CCleaner, and in the first week we looked at the cleaner area of it. This week we're going to look at the registry area. So let's click on that just now. On the left hand side we can see a list of areas that it's going to look at when it cleans out our registry files. So we can tick or untick different sections on this. At the minute, there's no reason why we can't have all these ticked as default, unless you have specific reason to ignore some areas. So the first thing we have to do here is simply click Scan for Issues. We do that, it'll run a scan, it'll take a few minutes. So when it's finished, we can then tell it that we want to fix selected issues. We can run down through it and just have a quick look at the type of things it's coming up with. In most cases, it's probably not making 100% sense to most people that are reading it. But what I would say is we've never had any problems using CCleaner on any desktop or laptop that has come into us for repair. So we do feel that this product is reliable. Obviously we're not offering 100% guarantee with this, but what you can do is save a backup of your registry when you go ahead and fix selected issues, and if there are any problems you can roll back to the original registry settings. First of all, here's our little disclaimer. our next step here would be to fix selected issues. You can see the button down the right hand side. Let's click on that. It asks you at the next step, do you want to back up changes to the registry? Always click yes. You should then find a location on your C drive where you can store backups. So I'm going to select C drive, probably going to create a new folder called registry backup and open that up and save the file just with the default name. Okay, so the next step then is going through each individual registry value. So let's have a look at a couple of them. Generally what we'll do is fix all selected issues, but let's have a look here. This first one is a shared DLL and it doesn't exist. So there's a piece of software being installed, it's then been uninstalled, and basically the registry file hasn't been updated. So our solution here is to delete the registry value. So in this case we can just say fix this one issue, or we can just go ahead and look at some of the other issues, which again, it's pretty safe just to say fix all selected issues. And there we go. Once we've done that, our issues are all fixed and we can close. Quite often we find when we go back in again, we scan for any registry issues, it can sometimes come up with more. In this case it hasn't. But if it does, then you go through the same process again. And that's really how simple it is to get rid of unneeded registry entries. So that's the end of part 2 of our series on improving your computer performance. Part 3 will be coming really shortly, and thank you for listening today. Look forward to recording more videos for you later. Thank you.